Yeah, we haven't talked to the people since WFAN. They're asking about that, Jim.
Yeah, Tom Ace said, tell us more about WFAN. Also said, Jimmy counting down the days of September. I am. August is really, the first week of August, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then this last week really reminded me why I hate this month so much. Still true. My month charts are not changing. August sucks. Desperate for September and some cooler weather. WFN was cool. I started listening back today on the drive, and then I stopped because I switched to, I had to go to the doctor.
WFN was pretty awesome. Maggie was incredible. I keep reliving that part of it. She was awesome host. Made it super easy for us. We just had to talk Yankees for 10-minute spurts, which normally we do it for hour 15-minute spurts. So,
how long do you think we were on air for? Because I know the answer. It was a 4-hour show.
Commercials.
Yeah, so because they post the whole thing on the podcast app.
Right.
So I was interested.
Are there commercials on the podcast app?
I would maybe give or take 5 minutes because it's just like the intro and then they're automated. I would guess it's 5 minutes max.
I think I've listened not to that one, but other like radio replays stuff. They don't like do a commercial.
It's just at the beginning they do like a
minute. If they said something like in the show, it's still on there. But
no, I think it's pretty true to how long we were actually on air.
Hour 45.
You think it was less than 50% of the 4 hours?
We're on an awful lot.
Yeah. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes. I was still surprised. I thought I would at least be like 3, but a lot of commercial breaks.
Awful lot, yeah.
Yeah. So there,
and there's like one long break an hour.
And that's the thing. I mean, if you also take out every time Maggie introduced us coming in and out of every break, because that's radio. I mean, when you actually break it down to time that you and I had to talk, you're in hour 30, hour 45 range pretty easily.
It's kind of like you just did back-to-back podcasts and real amount of talking. Which you
breaks are wild. Mixing a couple callers, a couple of you guys called in. Fayao. You guys are the best. Pubak.
I didn't tell you guys about my calling in efforts.
Yeah, we heard about some of it. We were getting relayed through Zach.
I called over 50 times.
No, it is.
I never got a ring.
They must have like a limit of 5 calls they have hanging through, because we didn't do a ton of calls, but we had the same like callers up, and I want to say there was 5. So I guess as long as those 5 were in, nothing else comes in.
Yeah.
I
never at any of them got a ring or anything. I didn't get denied. It's just my call never went through. Yeah. Called 50 times. 53 times is the number.
Couple realizations I had, and I hope no one takes these in any negative way at all. It was much easier. Maybe we anticipated it being hard because you hear 4 hours straight and you find it daunting. Like Jake said,
expectations.
The longest we talked in a row was 15 minutes. So when we were talking to Trev, I was like, Trev, like what we do for talking baseball when we go hour 40 straight, or JJR when we go 2 hours straight, like that's so much. And this isn't hard, but we walk away from those sessions, this JJR or when we do an hour 45 talking baseball, and I kind of need to sit down and not talk for 5 minutes and kind of just
reset.
Like, I remember Luke, my brother works here, like sometimes would just like attack us with like the next problem or a question. I was like, come on, we just did like
breathe.
I just need to like not talk for a little bit. But that wasn't the same at all. We walked out and I was like, okay, because you have so many breaks in between.
Catch your breath in between. They gave us pizza and cannolis. And I do think if we had to host it and
she did all the heavy lifting.
But yeah, when you break it down to the fact that we were doing 10 to 15 minute segments and you have 3 people giving opinions with Maggie hosting, it was tight.
Yeah.
It was get your paragraph off, kick it to the next one, and
she did a good job passing the ball around. And the other thing, another realization, was that I don't really feel bad about our ads anymore, Like, we, for JJR, sometimes it's 2-hour show. We have 4 ads, and, we're reading them, and it's like a minute read, so maybe 4 minutes of the 2 hours. And some people still complain, but they are just complainers. Majority of you guys don't mind. But it's always like we're very clear about how many is too many, how many will ruin the flow of the show.
Right.
And I'm like, and obviously radio has a lot more, and they do in-ad reads. Like Maggie was doing in-ad reads, plus they're cutting the commercial.
Right.
So in comparison, we're pretty, and you need the ads, obviously, but like I
think our ratio is about
there's a
right.
level of feeling bad about that. I was like, we do this pretty nice to our audience. And then, what was another realization I had? Having voicemails is amazing. Anytime the conversation kind of like hits a natural end and you need to start a new conversation, but you don't have one yet, you just go, all right, let's go to the phone lines. And there's 6 people waiting at all time.
Yeah.
If I did a radio show, I would love, or, if we did like something regularly, and maybe we'll in the future, I would love to do an hour of just calls, like how Francesa did.
Right.
Like, all right, from 4 to 5, we're taking calls, and it was just like boom,
just
boom,
that,
boom. We used it very much as, okay, let's
we need the next thing.
Yeah,
Switch topics.
Yeah.
Because the producer gets the call and they label it, so okay, this one's about the bullpen. You guys ready to talk about that?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This one's about Boone. Okay, let's go. Outfield. And that's the crazy part. I mean, it was what, 90% Yankees, 10% Mets. We'd chimed in on the Mets, but I mean, obviously no hockey. We weren't going to go there. I think we were prepared for if there was one Giants call to say something nice and then try to move along. But it's crazy, and hey, that is one of the perks of all of this being built upon the Yankees. They are a different level of sports team. They speak to the whole city. They're the city's team. So I don't know. It's a good time.
Whenever they're gonna pick up one team to do the vast majority,
it's the easiest
of
one
the
to
4-hour
do.
show.
I think they know their numbers aren't going to change.
Yeah. Maybe during football season,
almost
Monday's gonna be mostly football, but
everyone's willing to listen to the Yankees, which is pretty cool. And their setup was cool. We met a lot of people around the office there. Carton busting in at the end, the boss.
Yeah, he was very much making it known that that was his studio.
I thought he was going to get drafted in the Animals to Be, being alpha. And shout out to Spike, who's kind of running the show there. He's super nice to us and wants to build a relationship with us. So
Yeah, that was cool.
Let's doodle it.
That's cool.